Hello everyone, this is Christian Duke from StrengthAddicts.com at the 2018 NPC Kentucky Derby Festival Championships. And I'm here with your NPC Mid-Eastern Zone Chairman, Mr. Edward Sanders. Ed, how are you today?
Very good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. We're here in front of the Blueprint Supplement booth, which is a fantastic company. I love everyone that helps the competitions here. They really grow the sport of bodybuilding, don't you think?
Oh, we have to have them because without them, the sport wouldn't exist. No doubt about it.
Now, one thing that I want the folks at home to know, because I was just floored, how many states are you actually in charge of?
7.
And which states are those?
I'm over Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota, and North Dakota.
Now, I used to live in Michigan. I went there for law school, and Michigan has got just an enormous amount of competitions, as do those other states. Talk to us a little bit about the growth of bodybuilding in your zone.
Well, I mean, bodybuilding in the United States is growing very rapidly. Of course, you have so many different sectors of it, you know, anywhere from women's physique to women's figure to bikini. Now you've got men's physique and you got new classic men's physique and bodybuilding, and it just keeps growing, you know, and it's getting bigger and bigger. Shows that used to have 50 and 60 athletes in them now have 150 athletes to 200 athletes. I think this show right here is a little bit over 300, you know, which is amazing. You know, and honestly, this show right here is one of the pinnacles. You know, Brent Jones puts on one of the best shows in the United States, in my opinion. He does a great job, and of course, the Kentucky Derby being one of the biggest moments in sports history. I mean, what gets better than this, you know?
Fantastic. And how would you say social media has affected the growth of bodybuilding and physique-based sports?
Well, social media is the future, and I'm going to be quite honest, I'm not a social media person, so I would love to say it isn't, but if you don't have social media, it just changes the whole entity. It's everything in almost any aspect anymore.
Now, one of the things that's real big here in our zone, in the Mid-Atlantic zone, is the True Novice division. What are your thoughts on that in terms of incorporating it into the shows in your zone?
Well, we do the same thing. You know, we have the pure novice as well, and I think it's great because athletes know they can get up there and compete against other athletes that it's their first time on stage, and they're not competing against veterans. So it gives more people on the entry level the ability to have the confidence to go forward and get on stage.
Absolutely. And the last thing I want to say, I just want to say how great it is to have you here, because I think it really shows a lot of solidarity, you know, one zone, another zone, like a real community outside and across the whole country. And I think that's awesome.
Well, thank you. Another thing I will like to say about the NPC and the IFBB, both in a nutshell, is it is a big family. And, you know, I work with Jim Mannion, you know, all the time on these shows in all these different states. And that's one thing that me and Jim talk about all the time. This is a family sport. And we are a big family, and so it's great to be part of that. And so, you know, yeah, I think it's just going to keep growing and getting better.
Absolutely. And speaking of Mr. Jim Mannion, the NPC Pittsburgh Championships and the Ivy Pro League Pittsburgh Pro, May the 4th and the 5th in Pittsburgh, PA. It's going to be fantastic. Guest posers, Phil Heath, Big Ramy, Dennis Wolf, Sean Flexitron Road. I mean, just you couldn't get any more guest posers than that. Highest quality.
Trifecta of it all. I mean, does it get any better?
Not at all, not at all. So I really want to thank you for taking the time.
Thank you very much.
For Edward Sanders, your NPC Mid-Eastern Chair, Christian Duke, StrengthAddicts.com.